Hello, guys. How we doing tonight? Hopefully, all is well. Sorry, guys, just checking up on something. I'm doing great, thank you. Long weekends are a little hard. They're a little hard to get back into it. So I like to spend my Monday working so that I can get back into the vibe and can get ready for the upcoming week. And to be honest, it's gonna be quite an uneventful one, I believe. But definitely a lot of stuff that can happen though. So we'll definitely check. I wanted us to start on the daily chart. Why am I seeing this? Oh, that's the bank holiday sign. Haven't seen that in a while. But I wanted us to start on a daily chart to review the full month. And of course, if you guys were there for the statistical monthly outlook, once again, we are right because statistical data is fucking goated. I don't know what else to say. But we've had a bullish month with the low starting in the first official week. So very, very clear price action. But now in the last week, we had a retracement. But as we start the last official week of May, this is where it can get a little wonky because as we know, we expect structure to be made as open, in this case for a bullish month, low, high, and retracing to a close. And now our structure is complete, but we have one extra week. The thing with May, though, is that the highest probability of forming the high is actually in the last week. So whenever we have a week 5, it is 80%. Whenever we also have, we don't have a week 5 and we only have a week 4, for example, if the month started in the previous week, then this is officially the first week of May. Then we tend to see it in the fourth week. All that is to say is that we see May end trending on side with its close. What does that mean? I'm bullish for the week. We've had a retracement. As I said initially, it was pretty hard for me to decide, I guess, where would be a good retracement objective. But we did not need to retrace even further than this level right here. Now, we did retrace further. We retraced into this lower fair value gap, which is still a premium fair value gap. But now, as we've seen from, well, this is pretty much today, right? The Monday bank holiday that with the markets that are going to be reopening in the next hour, we are going to see some bullish price action. That is what I want to see, 100%. Now, where would my idea be invalidated? Well, if we form a high of the week right at this level, why this one? Why not any other one? Because if we look at the most recent range, which in this case is this bearish range right here, we see very clearly this is my first premium and efficiency in the form of a bearish order block. So due to this, this is where we could form a high of the week and then continue expanding lower and close the month somewhere below this low, which would still be a great week. I was able to catch the first 15-second candle at open last night and closed out at end of day. Tomorrow's another day. Yes, sir, definitely. Yes, ma'am, I should say. Yeah, I don't personally manually trade the weekly open, but definitely some stuff there. Really, truly, for this week, all I'm going to be looking at is how we interact with this level. Because if we invalidate this level, then it's very clear bullish price action, and I expect the whole week to be trending with perhaps a Thursday retracement for Friday continuation, which would be best case scenario. Manageable risk as it should be, Cozy, as it should be. And if we respect this level, form a bearish setup, let's say some bearish SMT, and on ES that would align beautifully with that fair value gap, then I'm going to have very clear objectives lower. And it's a pretty straightforward week in that sense. Let me remove the lines like this. Let me remove all these drawings. What does that mean? Well, okay, well, we either trade up into this order block and expand lower, or we trade up through this order block, expand higher, retracement continuation. Very, very clear framework. I'm glad you like it, Cozy. Always nice to have a little validation, right? So I definitely appreciate that. But for me, it's very, very simple week. We have news, every single day? if I remember correctly. Let me check again. Yeah, every single day. Now you might say that tomorrow there are no high impact news. That is true, but consumer confidence for me is a high impact news and will remain like it. If you're wondering why, it is a very volatile news based on data that was collected. Right. So since it's a volatile news, I'm looking to trade that day, even if it's the day after a bank holiday. Yes, Nvidia earnings after Wednesday's close, that will also be very impactful, but it's never during the times I trade. So for me, I still trade the whole day like nothing is going on. But yes, my personal portfolio is definitely happy when that happens. Well, most often, right? Nvidia has been doing great recently, to say the least, right? That's an understatement, definitely. But just overall, I'm going to be looking to trade every day. The only thing is that tomorrow I'm going to be half risk. Day after a bank holiday can sometimes be consolidation. Sometimes it has a lot of catching up to do and will just expand in one direction, not give me any opportunity for retracement if I, for example, could not get on side with that move. So a half risk tomorrow, full risk. Let's close the month of May with a banger. That's what I'm looking to do. Definitely. Right, summer's coming. I don't know about you guys, but I've been trading for a while now. I have money on the side. I know I'm definitely going to be taking this summer, not off, but a lot more laid back, to say the least. So hopefully you have that opportunity as well, right? Enjoy the summer, depending on where you live, but those are the nicest temperature where I personally am. Do we have any questions, right? I feel like these outlooks are getting quicker and quicker. But truth is, that's how they are. The reason why it took me so long before is because I took note of it all, right? I would write them down. I have my OG weekly outlooks from end of 2023 when I started trading, which is pretty awesome. But now I have the videos. So anytime I want to look back, I can easily look back. But really, just statistical profiling of the month went great. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the video we did of the monthly statistical outlook for the month of May. We've been doing this for a few months now, and it's been, well, I can't say anything else than perfect because it's been 100% consistent, right? So definitely nice to know your monthly trend when you're trading intraday, intra-week, right? It's nice to know that you can trust this low as a low of the month and just look to trade the trend. Like it's simple for me. I only look for retracement when it makes sense. For example, starting the third week of May, it makes sense after this whole expansion to look for a retracement. Now, does it make sense to look for a continuation lower? No. So definitely the main idea is to go higher. That is what I would like to see. I would like to see us completely invalidate this level. For ES, the equivalent would be inversing this fair value gap. That is what I'm looking for. Hopefully that is what we get, but I'm ready for every possible scenario. You guys know my mentality with these outlooks, right? It's not about predicting price. It's about knowing when and what direction to engage in based on the levels I see. So because I see this level, how we interact with it will dictate what my plan is for the week. Pretty straightforward. I'm not seeing any of you guys type, so I'm guessing no questions. And as I said, these outlooks are getting quicker and quicker. We're 8 minutes in now. But I feel like simple is better. All right. Let's get the bag this week. That is a great mentality to have. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see each other a lot because we're going to have price action reviews every single day this week. So definitely going to be a packed week there. You guys have a great night. Good luck trading tomorrow. Bye, guys.